Hey guys, welcome back to the Sholty Family Homestead. I'm just gonna talk and cut up some veggies, and
I want to see.
and I got both the kiddos here, so I just figured I'd talk about, I don't know, random things, and you might get some random hunter face. Today I just have some green peppers and jalapenos from the garden. Our green peppers aren't very big or anything, but we still have some to cut up. They're starting to turn red, so I figured now would be a good time to cut some up. And we just been freezing them. We haven't been doing anything fancy. We have this cool little like slap chopper, and they came with different attachments. I just got out at Aldi. It was 10 bucks, so I thought, all right, we can't beat that. It comes with 2 different grid sizes. We've been doing the jalapenos with the smaller size, and the green peppers and onions we've done with the larger size, just because usually we cut them up larger anyway. So I'm gonna get this set up. I did already cut up the green peppers, but I have a big stack of jalapenos that I can cut up. I'm going to hold out a couple of the really big ones. We've got some pretty good sizes. Now hopefully we can make some jalapeno poppers with them. We just haven't had them really too big. A lot of our stuff's been pretty small, so we'll just use up some of the smaller ones for dicing, and I'll keep some of the big ones out to grill up some poppers. And the chopper's also nice because the container that it comes in does have some measuring stuff on the side. It goes from 1 cup to 5 cups, so it is kind of a nice way to kind of keep track of what we are chopping. And it just makes it go by really quickly, plus it's kind of fun. Alrighty, so that went really quickly. Like I said, there wasn't really too many green peppers to cut up. I got, well, if I shake it even, looks like about 3 cups of chopped green peppers, and that took me a whole, 30 seconds to do. I think there was probably maybe like 6 small green peppers. But yeah, like I said, we've just been freezing them, and it just kind of works out. It works out well for what we use it for. And I'm just gonna throw them in a baggie and zip it up, and then I'll write on it when I'm all done.
Mommy, we gotta get these.
I know, I haven't cut those yet.
Can I be on the video?
Of course. You have to stay over this way though. Come back just a little bit. There you go. See, you're in there.
I am the crazier kid.
You're the crazier kid.
I gotta go get the camera. My camera.
Lorelai's got her own camera that she'll take random videos with, so I thought if she wants to record, then I might as well maybe try to get something for you guys, because I know we've been a little slow at putting out videos, and we always appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and this is just kind of a day in the life of the Sholtys. I know I'm not on camera, but I will be in a second. So I was just stirring some minestrone soup. It was really cool. So last week I went to a freezer meal party, and kind of how that worked, my cousin Nikki hosted it. We all went to her house. It was me and 4 other girls. So it was me, Nikki, and 3 other girls. And we brought enough food. The whole idea was to prep and make something Dad has made for the freezer. And so I brought stuff to make a minestrone soup, and what I did was I prepped up my veggies because I didn't have to cook anything for this specific meal. I just prepped everything up, but there's carrots, green beans, kidney beans, stewed tomatoes, or like diced tomatoes, onion, let's see what else, frozen spinach, and there's broth that you add in like at the time that you're cooking it. So I just, got a carton of broth for each meal. So while I was prepping that up, everyone else was prepping up their meals, and in return I gave away the meals that I prepped And then in return, I got one from there. So you kind of had to buy and bring enough food to make many of these meals. But in return, I got 5 of these meals, or 4 or 5 of these meals that everyone else had made. And so I came home with a shepherd's pie, which we'd never had before, and we just cooked it, let's see, Sunday night, and it was delicious. And then Nikki had made, it was supposed to be like where you make part of it now and freeze part of it for later. So we all got 2 of this chicken Tuscan pasta, and it was delicious because we made the first one, instead of me putting both of them in the freezer right away, we just heated one up for lunch that day. And so I still have one in the freezer, and it was awesome. I still have a chicken bacon ranch meal in the freezer, and one of the girls made like a chicken and bean, kind of like just, you put it in the slow cooker, and then you shred up the chicken, you can put it in burritos, you can just put it on a bowl, put like a rice bowl. So it was a really cool concept to do. And so I'm making the same minestrone that I made for others. The only reason that mine's a little altered is I didn't have the spinach today. I just didn't have any in the freezer, so I thought I wouldn't put any in. But it's just a lot of veggies. I got zucchini, I got the diced tomatoes, a can of the carrots that Tony had canned, just some frozen green beans I had. I put some of the frozen onions that we chopped, some of the frozen green peppers we chopped, and then once it's more cooked down, I'll add in some, it's got beans in it too. Once it cooks down, I'm going to add some pasta right at the end. Kroger had a really good deal on pasta the last time I went there, so you ended up getting a pound of pasta for 50 cents a bag, and it was like buy 5 save 5, so it ended up being about 50 cents a bag.
And I on the video.
And so I ended up getting 5. Lorelai, hey, when I'm talking you gotta wait, okay? So I ended up getting 5 bags of pasta. And so I have plenty of that we can throw in. The way that the soup works, to freeze it, you just add in whatever pasta you have on hand. So I didn't bring any of that. Plus you can keep it vegetarian, you can keep it vegan if you so choose. I don't know if the beans I used were vegan. But either way, it's a really good vegetarian meal. The beans have the protein, you have plenty of veggies. And I've also read to people, like when I got the recipe online, people add like meatballs, and you can serve it on the side with something. So it's just it's a hearty soup. I like soup. But anyway, doing some of these veggies and stuff. So I just got that going in the back. So I guess I can get back to the jalapenos. Again, I'm going to keep some of the big ones out that I find for making jalapeno poppers, because they're really, really yummy. So I'm going to set that aside for now. I am wearing gloves just because jalapenos, I know they're not the spiciest pepper, but for me, I'm kind of a wimp, and also even with wearing gloves, it still gets on my hands, and I just don't want to have burning eyes or like mouths later. So I'm just wearing gloves just to kind of keep things clean, keep my hands protected, because I do use my fingers to get out the ribs and the seeds, so it doesn't end up seeping through the glove a little bit, but this definitely helps with the protection. So all I'm doing to prep up my jalapenos is I'm cutting the stem off. I cut them in half, and then I just take out the seeds and webbing, or the ribs, because those are the spicy parts. And I definitely think we got in over our heads when it comes to planting jalapenos this year, because we have more than plenty to keep us going. I feel like we just don't use jalapenos that much, and for as many as we have now, we will be set for quite some time. I'm sure having them on hand like we have this year, or will have coming up, we will use them more often. Tony loves them in his eggs. He's put them on burgers. There's different dips that I've seen, like a jalapeno popper dip. I've tried it one year and it didn't quite turn out. I didn't follow the recipe, so that was 100% my fault. I always like baking because everything's so specific. Because regular recipes, I tend to just kind of go rogue and I just do my own thing, or I adjust it as our family needs to. So I think I just need to learn that some recipes are just like made to follow. I don't like following the rules when it comes to cooking. So it's very hard sometimes for me to cook the same thing twice, because I'm like, what did I do the first time I made that it was so good? I tend to do better with things that I just throw together. and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this again, and it just doesn't turn out as good or different, which isn't always a bad thing. Kind of keeps things, you know, mixed up. Tony's he's working today for the construction company that he had worked for in the past, so at least it's something to kind of keep us going. Times have definitely been tough. I don't know if you tuned in to our Instagram, but I made a post about some mason jars that I'd found, and it was such a good deal. We didn't need them. We really shouldn't have spent the money on them, but I got cases of mason jars for $3.50. You don't ever find mason jars for $3.50. So I ended up getting a couple cases of that. We just kind of put them away in storage. Like I said, we didn't need them. We really don't have the space for them. I really didn't need to spend the money on them, but I couldn't pass up a deal. I think, like I mentioned in our past video about some of our goals, a big thing for me is frugal shopping, and so it was definitely like, I don't know, I guess that was my, oh, what do you want to call it, like my rush when I saw that deal. I'm like, oh man. So I called Tony and I said, hey, like, oh, they have these mason jars on sale for $3.50. I go, should I get some? And he said, yeah. So that was kind of a fun little buy. I ended up getting a really good pork roast. We had made one last week in the crock pot, and it turned out awesome. It was just something super simple. I didn't really have to do anything. And I'd found the same style of roast, like also at Kroger, for the same really good price I got it for last week. So I got another one, and when I was checking out my receipt, it came up cheaper than what the actual package had said. So I thought that was a really awesome win as well. So now we got a pork roast, and we'll be making that. The last one we made, I just didn't have any potatoes at the time. This time I'm going to be adding potatoes and carrots to it just to make it more of a whole meal. The last time we made it, we pretty much just ate the meat. So sometimes when we do that, I just feel like a caveman. Tony and I used to get like rotisserie chickens from the store. Hold on. We would get like rotisserie chickens from the store, and I'm pretty sure everyone's lying if they say they've never done this, but where you just kind of attack the chicken and you just eat it with your hands, and that's just kind of your meal. So if no one's ever done that, or if they say they've never done that, I think they're lying. Because everybody's attacked rotisserie chicken caveman style, and you know it was delicious when you've done it. Lorelai wants to talk to the camera.
And Lorelai. I was going to do this.
You just wanted to do that?
And Lorelai.
Why don't you tell them? Okay, so we got some mail yesterday. Do you remember what was in the mail yesterday? What we got and where it came from?
No.
What did we get the mail from?
We got our mail from the school.
From the school, the preschool that they're going to be going to. They start on the 3rd, September 3rd. This is their first year. They'll both be going to the same school. They'll just be in different classes for age. But it seems like a really great school. It's inside of a church. It is in walking distance, with me only having the one vehicle. With hold on, Lo. With us just having the one vehicle right now, with it being close enough to walk, I'll get my steps in, because I'll have to walk it 4 times, because I'll walk to the school, then home, and back to the school to pick him up, and back home. I think it'll be really difficult for Hunter, because, so Lorelai will go for 5 days, and Hunter will only go for 3, but he'll still have to walk with me to drop Lorelai off for those other 2 days. I have a friend that has a truck that she's been willing to sell us, but I just have to come up with the money for it first. She was going to work with me and give us a really good deal on it. It's just something that she won't need once she moves. So I'm hoping that we can somehow pull it all together. We can get it. And that way Tony can drive to work, I can drive to school. It's in walking distance, but I am worried about, like, we have pretty crazy weather here in Indiana sometimes. Especially like wintertime. Last winter, I believe our area was colder than Antarctica at the time, which is crazy to think about. So I definitely don't want to be walking to school in those temperatures. I think schools around here were closed during those the polar vortex. But either way, we do have rain, we got snow, we got sun, we have everything here. It's kind of a one-stop shop for the weather department. Hi. What do you want to talk about?
something I want to talk about.
What are you most excited for school?
Getting my workbooks and
Getting
going
workbooks.
to school and getting numbers. I can't wait to go to school on this video. Mommy, I want to make a video of me going to school.
I'm sure we can do something like that.
But I don't want everybody to see the camera. Something we can hide the camera and I can make a video.
Oh, well, we don't want to hide the camera. You mean like take a video at school?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we can't do that. We can take a video maybe while we're walking to the school.
How?
Because I can take a camera with me.
Well, because it's kind of a big camera.
We'll make it work. I'll make it work.
Next year we are going to school and the next...
No, not next year. You're going in like a week and a half. You're going on the 3rd. That's 2 weeks away, I think. Yeah, I think it's exactly 2
How
weeks.
many days am I going to be at school?
You'll go for all 5 days, but it's only for a couple hours each day. So you'll go, I think it's like
Tonight
9 to 11 or something.
of you dropping me off at school with Hunter and I was really wanting you to be
It'll be-
at school with me.
It'll be a change, but I think once you're there, you won't even notice me being gone.
Well, I would.
Because you'll make so many new friends, right?
But
And
they
you'll-
don't have a block there.
No, they do. They got the playground, remember?
That's the other neighborhood I know.
No, that little playground by the church. That was where you guys will be able to play when it's nice out. See, aren't you excited?
I'm so excited to go to preschool. So excited to go to school. Across the street. Across the street, right?
Kind of. It's just down the road a little bit. It's just under a mile to get there. So the kids will be walking just a little under 2 miles each day. Which is good
I'm gonna be
exercise. I could
fine.
definitely use the walking. Like I said, I'll be walking a little over 3 miles. Poor Hunter will have to walk the same walk with me. I'm wondering, we don't have a wagon ourselves. Like my dad's got a wagon, his mom's got a wagon, like Tony's mom's got a wagon. We don't have one, but that will be pretty tough for Hunter to walk, I'm sure. I can smell the minestrone soup. It smells so good. I put it on really early, and like 9 o'clock seemed like a really awkward time to be making soup, but I knew the more that it cooked, the more that it kind of came together, it's just gonna be really good. I do have some pasta I'll add in shortly, just to kind of stretch it out that much more. I've kept a lid on it, so it is still pretty soupy. I figured once I add the pasta, I'll take the lid off, let it kind of thicken up a little bit, just to kind of bring it all together. Like I said, I like making soup. Usually once a year, I'll make like a broccoli cheese soup. Tony made a really good rabbit stew last year with from one of the, I think he did maybe, there was like 2 rabbits I think that he used for it. Cooked those in the crock pot and then shredded them all up and put them in the soup. I actually did not try the soup, but we saw 1 bowl in the freezer of the soup. That it happened to be left over. I had to go to work. Timing didn't quite work out, so. Plus, I will admit, I'm still a little, I'll get there when it comes to trying more exotic, like, animals. I know they're not exotic, but I watch them be babies, and I think it's just hard for me to disconnect that. For Tony, it was definitely a pride thing because he had raised them, you know, he had bred them and raised them and processed them himself, so it was kind of a pride thing saying like, yeah, I totally, you know, I did these rabbits. But for me, I still saw the little babies, so I think it was just a little hard for me. But I have cooked. There's a recipe book that we had gotten from Kevin and Sarah. They're another inspirational YouTube channels that we follow, and definitely one of the, you know, reasons that Tony wanted us to start a YouTube channel and Instagram and blog and stuff. But they have a rabbit recipe book, and that's what we had gone off of. I had made, I think it was like a paprika rabbit skillet, but it ended up being really, really yummy. Again, it was a little, for me, that was the first time I'd ever eaten rabbit, so I was like, oh, this is different, something to get used to. But it turned out really yummy. It made a really good sauce. So it was just really good. And that was cooked on the bone and everything. So I think I didn't quite know how to eat it, but we made it work and it was really good. And the kids both tried it and they liked it. Tony loved it. Again, I think that was a pride thing because he said, you know, I raised these chickens. I raised these rabbits, and we don't currently have any rabbits, but hopefully come, you know, winter time, early, maybe next year. I don't know when the best time to get rabbits is. I think we got them like late winter last time we had them. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna I took the gloves off. I had to mess around with the camera for a second because it turned off. But no, I'm gonna kind of just keep cutting away. I really appreciate you guys tuning in to me rambling and talking your ear off. We really hope that you can follow us on Instagram at Sholty Family Homestead. Hope that you subscribe to the YouTube channel and, you know, ring that bell for the notifications when we do post. I know they're kind of far and few between, but we do love hearing from you guys. We had, like I said, that one Kroger post with the canning deal I got. There's so many comments. It was so awesome to interact with you guys. And I love hearing about deals that you guys find. Like I said, I'm very frugal. I'm trying to be more frugal. And any tips and stuff like that, like, send them my way. I'd love to hear about good steals that you guys have gotten. And we really appreciate you guys following us and supporting us. And the last video that we had put out, we had gotten a few messages just saying thank you for putting this video out because it shows that we're not alone, and we just want to say thank you guys for coming to us and letting us know that we're not alone, because that's how we felt sometimes. So it's nice, Hunter. Shh. So it's just nice to know that we're, like Tony was talking about, it's just the community, and it's nice to know that our community is just kind of all together. So we really do appreciate that, and we just love your guys' support. So we hope that you guys can ring that bell. We hope that you subscribe to this channel and follow us on Instagram, Sholty Family Homestead. Please share our stuff, you know, with any friends or family that you think would enjoy these videos as well. And we hope to just keep doing what we're doing, and we hope that you follow along with us. Thank you guys.